Hey everyone, this is Smriti. Welcome to QA automation classes. And in the last session, we have seen about how to implement the loggers in the framework, right? And today we're going to see how to move the assertion to the test class. If you see in the last session, we have seen all our assertions are happening here, right? So in the page class, we have given that assertion. Let's go to the page class and see. If you see, we have given our assertions over here, right? Which is not a good approach. Why? Because the either we have to pass the test case or fail the test case, right? So test case, that means whatever the test class we have created, that has to either fail or pass. So if we pass or fail the page classes, right, we do the assert and the page classes again, that is that we can say that test case entirely it is not failing. Like test case, the page class steps is failing, not the test case, right? So, and there will be one more problem also. So when we go to this reporting part, right, we will be using the extend report. The report should always generate the how many test cases are passing, how many test cases are failing, right, how many test cases are skipped. So it is a better approach to move our assert to the test case level, not the page class level, right? So that is the most important part. So we should always move our assets to the test classes, right? So how to do that, right? So we have to do some changes to our framework in order to achieve that. So there will be changes to our page class, there will be changes to our test class. So let's see what are the changes we need to do to the page class. So the intention here is go to the page class. In the page class, instead of having this asset, we'll just comment it out first. Okay, so there won't be any assertion over here, but we can verify what is the expected title and what is the actual title. We can do a if condition with equals, right? We can verify if the expected title dot equals to the actual, right? So if both expected and actual both are matching, right, so then only we'll say okay, then we'll do one thing, we'll create a boolean variable called as status, and we'll say the status equals to true. If it is not matching, else it will be false, and we have to return that boolean value. So from our test case, from where we are calling, we have to capture that boolean value, and we have to do assert true or assert true on top of it. Okay, so let's see that in action, right? How to do that? So we have to first define a boolean status. Okay, so let's say private, so it will be private. I'll say boolean status, private boolean status. And here let's go here, all right, and here we'll say log.info. Okay, so if here we'll change if. So expected title, we already have our expected title in properties file. We have already read that value, right? Expected title dot equals ignore case, right? So we can use equals ignore case, right? If it is case sensitive, that is also fine. So we'll say driver dot get title. This is the actual driver title, right? If these conditions are matching, if expected and actual are matching, then we'll have a log.info, log.info. Okay, so you say, okay, so page title is matching with the expected value. Okay, so instead of page, say actual page title, that is the actual page title is matching with expected page title value, with expected page title. Okay, with expected page title value. Okay, so this is done, log.info. And then here we have already created our variable, right? Boolean status. So let's say status equals to true. This is passing, right? So I'm saying status equals to true. Okay, and then this is the if part. Else, if it is not happening, then what should happen? So in the else part, you just say log.info, you say actual page title is not matching with expected page title value, and status equals to false. Okay, so we said this is true and this is false, but we have to pass on this information to our test class. How to pass on this information? We have to change the return type here to the boolean. Okay, because we are going to return a boolean type of variable from here, and this boolean type will say it okay, boolean verify title. Okay, and here if you see, it is saying okay, we are not yet returning anything, so add return statement here. So if you see return null, instead of null we'll pass the status. So what I did here, so we'll see the it will do a verification of the expected title. What this is from the properties file. So whatever the value we have in the properties file, with this is the expectation, and whatever the driver got, driver dot page title, right? So it will verify both of them, right? And it will ignore the case. And if both are matching, then it will say actual page title is matching with the expected page title, and it will set the status to true. If it is not matching, so it will say actual page title is not matching with the expected page title. It will be printed on the console as well as to your log, and then it will set the status to false. And after this is executed, either it will get the status of true or it will get the status of the false, and then after that we will return that status value, right? So after returning the status, what we need to do, we need to go to our test case, and in the test case we're just doing homepage.verify title, right? So we have to do assert on top of it. So let's say assert dot assert true. Okay, so what is the condition? So this is the condition. So I'm going to call this method, and I want this method to return true because I'm expecting true over here. If it is true, then the assertion will pass, there will not be any problem. If this is not passing, it will return false. If this is returning the false, then this will fail, this assertion will fail, right? So this is what we are going to do, and here we can give the optional error message also, because we are going to fail this also. We are going to see how what is coming. So let's say page title is mismatching. Okay, mismatching. Okay, so okay, page title is mismatching. So let's go and run the test case one. Okay, so it started. So went to the base step. Okay, and setup is still going on. Yes. Okay, now it should go and instantiate the browser. It should read that URL from the properties file. Let's wait for that to happen. Okay, so I can, in the meantime, I can do a few changes also here. Let's see the logs, right? So about the logs, we can, okay, let the execution get finished. I'll go above the logs one more time. So navigated to the URL. Now we should maximize the browser window. Yes, and click on sign up or login. Went there and verified and then closed. Okay, so if you see, expected page title is this one, and actual page title is matching with the expected page title. Well, right. So this is a past scenario, right? If you see, this is past scenario. So we can do one thing. We can go and fail it. Okay, so go to the configuration properties. Let's make it something else so that it should fail now. Okay, so right. So open the browser. Okay, expand. It's going to expand now. Maximize the browser window. Click on sign up login. Okay, so now it is failing, right? If you see, this is failing. Page title mismatching. This is the exact statement we have put over here, right? If you see, page title is mismatching, and expected is true but actual false. We are expecting assert true, we are asserting it to be true, but we are getting false over here. Because why false? Because this method returned the status value as false, right? Because it was not matching, the expected and the actual was not matching. So we can update it to the original actual value so that it will pass. So now one more thing I wanted to talk about here. So it depends like how exactly you are going to frame your log.info, right? So if you see in the test case, let's go through this log.info first. Okay, so if you see log.info, click on the sign up or login. So first you have to navigate to that URL. After navigating to that URL, you have to put the log.info. So let's go to the base step first. Okay, so in the base steps, if you see, we said the browser from dot properties file is browser name, right? This is the Chrome. And then if you see, this is the setup part. So URL from dot properties file is app URL, driver dot get app URL. So now here we can say log.info, and I'll say navigating to the URL, navigating to the URL. Okay, navigating to the URL. So driver dot get app URL, and then after navigation is done, right? This is the page step. Okay, semicolon. So navigating to the URL, then we came to the test case. Okay, so then in the home page, we are going to click on the sign up or login link. So let's go to this click sign up or login link. Okay, so here we can also put a log.info. Okay, so here you can say clicked on sign up or login link. So you can give this verbose level of the messaging log information so that you can understand how exactly the flow is happening, right? So after this is done, then again it will go back to the test case, right? And in the test case, if you see, click sign up or login button, right? This is done, and then log.info verify page title. So it will go to the again page class and it will try to verify the page title, right? And if page title is passing, depending upon, we have the error message, or we have the actual like log messages over there, info messages, right? So it will give that messages. Okay, so let's see. right? Okay, so now let's run this is a pass case now, right? It should pass and we should be ideally able to see all those log information from base steps, from page test class, from the page class, everything we should be able to see. So the main intention of showing this one is to, like, you can put the verbose logs for each and every step you are doing, right? So you put the log messages so that you, by going through these logs, you can understand how the flow is happening. So this is a very simple test case. We have one test class, one page class, and one base steps, right? So as and when you start developing more and more automation scripts, you will end up with having multiple test page classes, right? One test case calling the multiple page classes. So in that case, how you will do? So in that case, you have to make sure, okay, so whatever, like, flow, right? The flow is going from this test class to this page class, and again it is coming back to the test case, and again it is going to the another page class, right? You would need to understand that flow, right? And that flow can be understood by going through the these steps only, right? You don't have to do a lot of debugging over there. If you go through this flow only, you will come to know, okay, so let's go through that and understand. So first we went to the base step and read the properties file, and we saw the browser type is Chrome, and then we went to the URL. That URL also we read from the properties file. This is the URL, and then navigating to the URL, right? After navigation is done here, till these things are done through the base class, okay, or the base steps, then we went to the test case. In the test case, we clicked on open login page, right? We this TC open login page, we clicked on that link, and after that we are saying, okay, it went to the home page, and we are able to click on that link. And then the control came to the test case. In the test case, what we are doing, verify the page title. Then again we are going to the page class, and we are saying this is our expected page title, and this is the verification is done, and this is actual page title is matching with an expected page title value, right? So if you see, this is exactly the flow, right? So if from the test list to, there will be another home page, then sign in page or login page, landing page, whatever is there, right? You will see all those calls over here, right? And since we have put the log information at each page level, you can clearly understand the application flow, right? So if you see, few people will say, okay, let's go and put the log at the test case level only, right? Or only, mostly they will put in the test case level, but that will not give you the control complete flow or complete picture of the flow, right? So if you do this, then you can understand the exact, like, where exactly the control is now, how the control is moving, right? So this is a better approach, and I would suggest you to follow this one. So that's all to this session. In the next session, we'll be looking into our reporting part with the help of the extend report, and I'll request you to subscribe to my channel. And if you guys are really enjoying this content, I'll request you to again share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get benefited out of it. And I'll request you to please subscribe to my channel, because if you see, it will motivate me to come up with the more such videos, right? And in the description, I have already given the WhatsApp channel link, WhatsApp group link, and Telegram and Instagram links over there. You can go and follow me over there also, right? And if you guys have any questions or doubt, you can reach me through the comment section, or you can put the questions in those groups also, right? WhatsApp or Instagram, anywhere you can put those questions. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so that's all to this session. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.